Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining the Snoke Show. Today we have special guest Zeus. Zeus, how are you doing today?
Hi guys, hey Snoke, thanks for having me on the show. It's a real pleasure to be here and chat with you about Earth 2 and whatever questions you might have in relation to whatever I do on Earth 2.
Definitely, and I've been wanting to talk to you because I've seen your name everywhere, in multiple discords, and I know you have like Earth2 Worldwide, you have Earth2 News, you're doing the Earth2 NFT cards. So we'll talk a little bit about each of those as well. I'm glad you're on the show. How are you doing today?
It's awesome. It's 2 a.m. local time, but I'm a late riser and a late to bed sort of a person. So I've sort of adjusted my cycle also a bit because since I am so much involved in Earth 2, I've just aligned myself to some of the time zones when people are online.
Right.
Uh, that's the reason for my sleep cycle slightly being on the later side to my local time. But yeah, otherwise, great to be here. Would love to share my E2 journey as well. So maybe just to start, I would say I'm actually amazed by the game that is being developed right in front of our eyes, and as the various milestones go by, it just increases my confidence in the game, in the team, in Shane
Definitely.
and the developers. I've had a few chats with some of them, including Shane, and pretty cool bunch of guys out there to execute this well. I feel and I have never felt more comfortable in investing in Earth 2 at any stage than I am now. I've not made a major investment. I've just put in say about 25,000 dollars in the game, and most of that bunch has gone to developing two of my mega cities, which is Wakanda and Asgard. If you would have followed them, and the rest purchases, strategic purchases around the globe and in different mega cities. So just sort of to diversify the portfolio a bit here and there. Uh, I didn't join in December. I joined somewhere. I think on, if I remember the date, I think it was 2nd Jan.
Oh wow.
It was around the time we had the crashes going on. I think 2 or 3 days the servers were very slow. So around that time, exactly around that time actually, I came in, and I still consider myself very lucky to come in on board earlier and get a portfolio going really with whatever minimal amount I have put in. I wanted to put more, but I'm just waiting on a few things. Maybe I'll add gradually. But that's been more or less from an investment side of things. From a gameplay perspective, I'm pretty excited the potential and opportunities what Earth 2 brings in terms of promise. And the way I look at it is really exactly how Shane describes is an escape from Earth 1, and also in some sense, given the challenging times and tough stories we have around, especially in times like these.
Definitely.
As I was discussing with you, I'm from India. It's a pretty bad time out here. Lot of fatalities around COVID. People are staying home; they are inside. I think something like an Earth 2 really is a great escape for people staying indoors. Or now that with the new normal, I think that's gonna increasingly be the case. People will work more and more from home. People are now accustomed to stay at home and work from there, and the employees have also got comfortable to that idea. So I think increasingly we'll have a from home economy, which I think Earth 2 is very apt at capitalizing and leveraging on.
Definitely. And even like on the website on Earth too, it states that they're trying to create a virtual economy with communities being able to exchange between the communities virtually. And as you said, with mega cities, there's two separate mega cities that you have. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, one led to other. If you ask me, I'm a huge Marvel fan,
Oh, nice.
so I started with Wakanda. I don't own the copyrights to Wakanda. I just know the team that licenses in Disney. Uh, I work at Disney, uh, so
Oh, okay.
I know the team there. So I mean, of course, they won't even entertain me. But the thing is, it was a nice little fan project which sort of grew into a massive city. And then I followed up with Asgard, which is not entirely Marvel. It's Norse mythology. So no one really owns the IP for it. It's a free IP. But again, City of Gold. I can only imagine in AR. No, sorry, not in AR. In VR, how
All right.
the Golden Palace will look like. I mean, seen some models in Minecraft, but with the kind of detail and 4K and all of that that Earth 2 has to offer, it's gonna look so spectacular. I think once we build it out. So we have the Asgard Palace there. We have the Tree of Life, which is Yggdrasil, which is the Tree of Nine Realms. So some of the artwork there, I think, has now got pretty much a lot of attention across Asgard and Wakanda. So I'm also involved in doing a lot of tile art on Earth too. I've done it for a few of my friends. I've done it for Hydra. I've done it for Predict. I've done it for TechOps.
I
I've
know
done it for
Tech
Green
Ops
Dog.
actually told me about one that you and him did about the gauntlet.
Yes, that's in Wakanda.
Yep.
The gauntlet, the Infinity Gauntlet that I did for him. And one other, which was one of my personal favorites, is the Celtic Knot. It's in the Celtic city in Gabon. It's promoted by Green Dog. So
Okay.
that is also a pretty awesome one, in my opinion.
Nice. So definitely involved in a lot of different projects. That's awesome. Is that kind of like when you started like the Earth 2 worldwide? Like, what was your vision for Earth 2 worldwide?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. At When I started it, I just wanted to be a place, a community, which is sort of, having a less cluttered experience from Earth to official. So I was pretty early in on the Earth to official Discord chat, and the first motivation to start Earth to Worldwide was, to gather a community of active players, and people who can cross share thoughts on the game itself. So never intended to become a guild really. Now sort of we are, I think, moving in that direction with now 4 mega cities and some really good promoters behind those cities. Out of which two I have, which is Asgard and Wakanda. There is Shangri-La, which is promoted by Chilex. He's another guy from India, uh, but I think I don't know if he stays in India or not. I haven't asked him yet. And the fourth one is the Grenado Bahan, which is promoted by a gentleman called as McGrady underscore trades. Goes by the Discord name of that.
Oh, okay.
He's basically a financial investor across. I think he does a ton of trading in financial markets. I first noticed it when I saw, somebody's, uh, buying massive tiles in Grenoble. It's a small country, really, but I think he's bought most of that island in multiple of 750s. I think almost around 120,000 islands he owns there.
Oh, wow.
120,000 tiles he owns in that city, along with one another partner. So I just was chatting with him. One thing led to another, and then he decided to join the group, and we'll just sort of help him theme the city and put some ideas there into development. So Earth to Worldwide now, I think it's grown from a small community to about 800 people now. The idea really was the vision that we started really was to really be like the Switzerland of Earth One, non-aligned to any particular guild, yet independent, and collaborate with all. So collaboration is really high on agenda of Earth Two Worldwide. We love to collaborate with multiple people. I think Earth Two is all about that. I
Oh,
think Earth
definitely.
Two is gonna massively reward communities, people who will collaborate amongst different sets of people, different sets of thoughts and ideas. I think
Definitely.
Earth Two Worldwide started with that idea before even devs telling us that collaboration is because from day one, it's sort of was a no-brainer for us. If you're gonna have an independent economy, you'll do well if you collaborate. So Earth2 Worldwide has only one agenda, is to collaborate with multiple communities, multiple guilds across different projects, and really drive commercial success of all those projects. So a bunch of those projects germinated from the idea germinated from within Earth2 Worldwide, but again now they've sort of become independent projects, which you are seeing. It's E2.News.
Hmm.
E2.News was a project which I started somewhere around in Feb, and I partnered up with a gentleman called as Tovalova,
Yep.
who is the promoter of Tian City, and he's pretty young guy and a smart chap, and very receptive to a ton of ideas. So great guy to work with in that sense. So Tobalova and me are doing E2.News. We of course have tons of amazing contributors onto our roster, which you can easily check in our Discord, and they contribute articles and strong ideas and very well structured thoughts in some of those articles. I really appreciate the community's contribution, and it's sort of the platform it's culminating into what we imagine will be sort of to stage ideas and thoughts from community and people who are really involved in the game and are community leaders in their own sense.
Yeah, and I love looking at E2 News, and I'll actually drop a link to that into the description as well. But E2 News, I mean, they have articles like every day. Like it's not like where days go by and it's just blank. I mean, and it's good content too. It's good, and I also love how other people can write content on there as well. It's not just one journalist or
Yes.
one person that can controls it. So I love watching Earth 2 News. And I also love watching. I know you sponsored them, but Earth 2 Fake News. They're hilarious.
Yeah, they are one of our favorites in
Yep,
terms of simply the content value they bring to us.
definitely.
Uh, and of course, they have the independent YouTube channel. So we just post their YouTube channel essentially, onto our platform in one sense. We just post their videos as soon as they come out. We have that partnership going with them. But yeah, amazing guys. I think we have been in touch since a while now, and it's going well.
One thing I love about E2 News and even like the Earth 2 Worldwide, as you said, the collaboration. I think it's very important for Earth 2 to have that collaboration, especially since the community is worldwide almost.
Oh yes, yes. Actually, the worldwide in E2 worldwide is just that connect across cultures, across different type of people, across different types of communities.
Definitely.
Uh, all are welcome. To become a part of your community. Uh, no differentiation. No, we are very we have zero tolerance for racism or anything like that. So we just want to be a very healthy community, very diverse community, and supported by very sharp minds.
That is awesome, and yeah, I like that. I think we need more of that. Just being able to have that collaborative, even just in current times, as you stated earlier with COVID. So that's awesome. I'm glad that you started that, and I'm glad that it's doing well for you as well. Now, I also see that you started your own Earth 2 NFT cards. How's that going for you?
Oh yeah, it couldn't have started better for us. Again, and tell you what was the motivation and how it really started. We saw some of the models. I'm talking about business models that were going around. There were different issuers. There were a
Hmm.
couple of issuers before us, and I studied the business model. I wasn't quite aligned to the business model that they were operating. I thought there was massive scope of improvement on one product, and second, the business model itself. So those are the two areas we really focused on. We we have a very premium product. All NFTs are 3D, and you can really see them rendered in high quality. So we have put a ton of effort, ton of investment in hardware and software, in people to come up with a great product. Second is the whole approach. Our approach really, I mean, we just use NFTs and cards as a medium.
Mm.
We see ourselves as storytellers really. So if you see our first two cards which we have launched are on in that direction, and you'll increasingly see the direction I'm talking about. It's really we are trying to tell the story of Earth 2 via these NFTs. And over a period of time, I think as the collection expands, it will sort of become a saga. Uh, you know, uh, the really telling the story of Earth 2, and the journey of
I
Earth 2
like
and
that.
different people, different communities involved in Earth 2. The broader vision is, of course, to have a product quality so high it gets noticed by communities outside Earth 2, and therefore brings a lot of attention back to Earth 2. And that's how we'll do a little bit in expanding, the reach and appeal for Earth 2. Not that it needs, of course, it's a great platform, and it's gone viral pretty much without any, marketing push from the team. But the NFT community, if it stands up and notices some of these projects which are in high quality, I think it only will, probably add to the momentum. Because frankly, if you see, all the in-game land is a potential NFT. It's
Right.
unique. No two land parcels are similar. They are NFTs in themselves. And if the broader NFT community notices some of these projects and comes and checks out E2, and those are pretty well budgeted spenders. I mean, if you see, they spend a ton of money on MLB and other stuff, and other NFT that keeps coming up. So I believe they could be very strong investors if that community notice some of these projects and comes on board.
Right.
So that's the broader vision. I mean, whenever I do a project, it has to have a very strong vision. It has to have a very strong, execution. I think those are two things I really focus on whenever I get myself involved in any project. And another bigger plank which we saw in another models, which, and she was talking about the business model. So I talked about the product. The business models, on the business model side, I thought two areas which can be massively improved upon is, one is the creator share. Uh, I myself am a creator with two mega cities and a ton of style art that I've done. So I think probably the incentive to creators could be commensurate. It takes massive budget, by the way, to create anything in Earth 2, be
Right.
it a mega city or be it to create a tile art. I think if somebody is creating an NFT out of that, they should get the fair share. That's where I think we started. We give 50% of all the cards minted back to the creators for them to sell. Uh, some of the early creators, and the second card that we released was of Kraken, and we gave 50% cards back to Kraken. They auctioned one of the cards, which they were able to, I think, sell it for about 48 $48, I think,
Oh wow.
with a base price of $5. So we issued the card at $5, and they sold it. I mean, they didn't buy it from us. We gave it to them as a creator share, and they almost sold it 9x the issue price. So we feel pretty confident and assured that our product is going in the right direction. Our creator model is going in the right direction, and frankly, one more aspect which we wanted to cover was giving it back uh, to the real world. So one of the planks for the project is we'll give a percentage of our profits back to charity every month,
Nice.
and uh, whatever charity the community chooses, we'll put up a poll or something, or ask for suggestions, or it's simply there are so many globally registered charitable organizations working on relief efforts on COVID themselves. And frankly, my country needs a lot of relief effort. So we're gonna be a healthy contributor to that from whatever profits we generate. I think those are three big areas, or planks I can say of the project.
I
So
love.
rewarding,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, just to sum it up, so better product quality, rewarding creators, and giving back to community. That's really to sum it up the Earth 2 Cards project.
That is awesome, and I've seen the NFT cards that you created, and they are great. And I'll actually drop a link to the Discord for the EFT cards as well. NFT, not EFT. I'm sorry. And
Yeah.
I think that's awesome, giving back to the community as well, and especially like in Earth 1, doing like charity donations and stuff. So that's awesome that you're being able to do that. Now I understand, um, with NFTs that you have to do them like in drops, correct?
Yes, you have to do the drops on the platform. I mean, there's a pretty I mean, it was first at Complex. There is a set of steps that you need to do to line up a drop.
Okay.
We are on Atomic Hub for now. I don't know if we'll expand to other platforms, but for now we are on Atomic Hub. Set up on Atomic Hub. We've been whitelisted there, and our drops are announced on the Discord. It's publicly available. Anybody can get it. Even once I put up a drop, I can't go and control the buys. I mean, I can't go and buy it off, even if I want to, or any of my friends want to. They can't buy it unless they go to the drop link and they hit the buy button and they get lucky.
Right.
If they get that. So some of the Earth2 cards team also complains, they are not able to get hands on the cards. The first card that we launched, Shoon card, I think those were 5 drops across 5 classes. So the cards are structured, class 1 to class 5 in the order of their rarity. Again, inspiration drawn from Earth 2 tile classes, which are from class 1 to class 5.
Right.
So for example, class 1 is the rarest. It is just 3% of the issue of the any card issue. It's called class 1 legendary. That's the rarest of the cards. So as I was saying, Shoon NFT, which we dropped, again it captures the Shoon NFT. If I were to just pause for a moment and describe that, it captures a very important moment in the timeline of the community when the word Shoon was coined. Uh, you know, and the exact conversation that happened around the time when the word was coined. So Apple Pine, the person that coined the Shoon NFT, sort of collaborated with us to get the Shoon NFT going. So I feel it's an important part of the culture of Earth2 now. The word Shoon, I think it almost gets interchangeably used with almost anything that starts with an S.
Right.
Uh, so, so yeah. So when we drop the Shoon NFTs, so those are 5 different drops because class 1 to class 5. All
Nice.
5 drops,
Okay.
I think were subscribed within 30 seconds of the drop. Before I could hit refresh, they were just gone.
Wow.
Uh, and the second one we did, which was the Kraken Guild, that was the first guild collection. We sort of tried to tell the story of the Kraken Guild through 5 cards, using 5 different versions of their logos and some story behind that. That got subscribed, I think, in 6 or 7 seconds as soon as the drop hit. So the Kraken guys couldn't get it. I mean, they got the creator share, of course. We gave them
Right.
50% of the cards, but beyond that, they couldn't buy it. I had a lot of requests from Kraken leadership if they can get their hands on, one of the legendary cards. I don't have C1 classes anymore, Kraken. We just have one left. Probably we'll auction it next week sometime, just to see how that goes.
Right.
But yeah, they've been hugely popular. We are coming out with some very great NFTs. We have quite a pipeline with us, and the theme will be same. We'll try to tell a good story in each of our card issues. I think that is something that will last a distance, as Earth 2 becomes bigger and bigger, and people will be interested in those stories. That's what makes these NFTs really valuable, right? It
Oh
puts
yes.
context. It puts the story of Earth 2, the communities, the people involved in the project, and that's where the emotional connect is built to these NFTs.
I love that too, because that's kind of why I started the show, is to kind of tell the story of how Earth 2, but being able to like talk about it. And I love how you're doing that with the NFT card. So that is awesome.
Uh,
Well, so I do have, well, real quick, if I'm not mistaken, is there going to be a new drop of cards coming soon? Soon.
yes, Sean. We are aiming for tomorrow. If we
Okay.
can do a drop tomorrow, I'm not sure if we'll make the timeline. We are just waiting on someone who is really busy a lot. Uh, so we just sort of trying to put those pieces in the card. One thing, if you would have seen one of the announcements that I made today in the server, we won't get pressured by any timelines to issue cards, because we want a card to be the best version that it can be. Because it's NFT. I mean, once I issue it, I can't turn back the clock. I can't
Right.
recall back the NFT. It's there in the blockchain. So I want to be absolutely sure about the card elements and the card quality that we come out with. We take a product very very seriously, and we have actually scrapped a lot of mock-ups and gone back and redone them if we were not happy with the product. I think that's the kind of obsession we have with the product, and we just want to keep at it and deliver high quality cards.
And I think that's why a lot of people can appreciate your cards, is because you do take that time to make sure they're high quality and they're amazing. And so I think that's honestly why they sell out so fast.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think we have validation. We have that validation from the market. We have validation from the community.
Mhm.
Frankly, we saw a lot of people come join our Discord from outside the community, from the broader, Wax and Atomic Hub community.
Oh
One of the top
wow!
inviters, yeah, because one of the top inviters on our Discord is actually somebody who's not from Earth 2. He has some, I think, 55 invites, and we don't have a pretty big server. We have just 400 people in that,
Right,
and of course we started just a week back, so 400 in a week is pretty good for a Discord server.
definitely.
Yeah, and that guy has invited some 55 people, and he's not even from Earth 2.
And
So
right there is more
evidently,
visibility for Earth too.
yeah, maybe it's already spreading outside. It's a guess. There's no way to verify it, because I mean those are just wallets maybe that you can go and see, and you can't be sure who owns those wallets. But from the Discord chatter, at least I found out a lot of these guys don't have any mutual servers on Earth 2. They are either on some NFT servers, or they are on us and the Wax blockchain server. So a lot of people I think are coming from there, and cards are getting a lot of exposure, in the broader community already, which sort of will again explain the crazy demand, because NFT is still the wild wild west at the moment. Uh, it just started. I think the whole phenomena, uh, the whole experience around NFTs. And I think as it get mature, I think products that are high quality, products that have context, products that tell a story, I think will differentiate themselves. I think that's where that space is something that we would want to be in.
Definitely. Yeah, there's definitely value in NFTs, and I know on Atomic Hub they actually have quite a few different, as they call, trading cards. And I know like MLB has a bunch of trading cards on there for baseball players. And so I think for having Earth 2 cards on there as well on that same platform, I mean, there's a huge wide array of people that can be um, notified of Earth 2 basically. So
Yes, yes, absolutely. Again, there are different spaces really to be in. We are not trying to compete in the trading card space. There is already one project from Earth2 which is doing that. I think they are doing great. They're doing an amazing job, because that's the proposition that they are going with, and I think it fits the proposition very well. They have a pretty decent community, and investor base as well. We are on a different sort of a space. We are in the broader sort of, if I were to put it in a premium NFT space, the cards are used as a medium, and essentially storytelling is a big component of our NFTs. Of course, they can be traded like any other NFTs, any other cards. It's a collection after all. Again, you can make a collection, you can trade them, you can treat them as trading cards. But the proposition is very different from the normal trading cards, NFTs that yeah, some other
right,
projects have, which is a different proposition, a fair proposition, which is like the MLB proposition. So we are not into that space. We are into more at the premium end of the market, and our products come out much slower, because of simply the time and effort and the hardware timelines that are needed, because you need to render a 3D card. It takes a while to render a 3D card on a special machine. I mean, and the special machine would cost anywhere around $2,000 upwards, maybe more,
Oh wow.
uh, to to create a decent render. And then
Right.
there is the investment in software which you need to make, you know, which will support the design and rendering. So it's quite a bit of investment, honestly. So we are in
Definitely.
different space, really, not competing, trying to compete with trading cards and try to become a trading cards proposition. Of course, you can collect and trade. It's a collection, as I said, and we leave it to the market, really, how they want to trade and even look at it as trading cards. Even we are fine, but our core proposition is really to bring great NFTs and build a collection. Really, tell the story of Earth 2 from there.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome, and I think your cards definitely do, your NFT cards, they definitely do tell a story, and that's awesome. So I know we only have a little bit of time left, but I do have one last segment. Now it's called the "Would You Rather" segment. So this is completely random, but I'm gonna ask you a "Would you rather" question. You got to answer it, and you got to tell us why you would rather do this or that. Okay?
Sure.
So, would you rather be the funniest person in the room, or would you rather be the person that has the most wisdom, and why?
I would rather be the funniest person. I mean, one, it makes people laugh, right? And you spread joy. I think uh, that's quite a good thing to do, I guess. And I mean, wisdom. I can write 10 books, but if,
Right?
yeah, but it's my wisdom. It might not be the wisdom you're looking for, or I don't know whether that wisdom will ultimately be useful to anybody. But laughter is useful to everyone, so I think everyone
I
should use
agree.
that.
I agree. I would probably choose laughter as well. Be the funniest person because I would rather be in a room full of people laughing than being in a room people arguing about who's right or wrong. So
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, I mean it's fun to have joy around and have good fun around with good people and really have a good time. I think I definitely would prefer that.
definitely. And I had a great time being on the show with you. I thank you so much for sharing your wisdom, sharing your knowledge about Earth 2, sharing about your projects. And I hope to maybe talk to you again in the future, even about other things as well. But for everyone that's watching at home, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And until next time, everybody, thank you.
Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Big shout out to Smoke,
Yes.
amazing guy, trying to also do something similar. What we do, tell story through people, and I think I just simply love the Smoke Show.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks, man.